Hi, my name is Claudine Lewis. I'm a respiratory therapy student, and I'm going to go over some ventilator stuff with all y'all. So here at Watauga, we have the Draeger Evita XL. The actual on button is on the very back. It's covered by a little clear plastic thing so that it won't accidentally get turned off somehow. So right now I've got it on and I'm on standby mode. So let's go to ventilator settings, SIMD mode. Let's get that one. So let's do a new patient. New patient, 75 kilograms. We're going to go to 60 and accept that. If it's yellow, it goes to the yellow button. It's kind of simple. So we're going to start. So we're in pressure control. O2, I'm sorry, pressure support. O2 is 50%, inspiratory pressure is 20, inspiratory time is 1.2. There it goes. Make that a little bit less. 1. Frequency 13, that's a weird number. 14. Peak inspiratory pressure is 20, PEEP is 5, pressure support's 5. That'll work. Let's say that's working pretty good. So let's try a different mode. So SIMB. Tidal volume is 410. That'll work. PEEP is 5, pressure support's 5. That'll work great. So it kept all the settings I set in the other mode, which is kind of handy. That way, if you have the same patient, you just want to switch modes, you just have to change the mode, and all the other settings will stay the same for them. Let's see what I can get it to do. Scare alarms. High minute ventilation is 9.5. I'm averaging almost 8. Lows, 2.7. Airway pressure high is 40. I'm averaging about 11. High tidal volume is 800. Right now I'm doing about 450. High frequency is 35. It's showing the total respirations per minute is 30. The spontaneous is around 15 because I'm working really hard to use this test line. Resistance is 7.1. Compliance is 76. That's a little bit better. Now we're down to 22. Okay, fantastic. So, yeah, I know. Okay, we're in standby mode now so that I can actually talk without this thing beeping at me all the time. So this represents my patient. So we have our circuit. You have your inspiratory and expiratory lines. So there's my in, there's my out. There's culture there. So on my inspiratory line, I forgot to do that again. I have my nebulizer set up here and just the little T-piece. And I would hook up my nebulizer to that. I would have my medication in there. On the Draeger, you can just do it from the Draeger, which I can't do. You would hit the nebulizer button and initiate it with the large button, and it'll just administer it on the inhalation. It's very handy. It takes about 15-20 minutes to do that. Another option for medication delivery, I can take that off now, is to do an inline spacer. Yanked right apart. Which is an accordion. It's got a little port here. You take your meter dose inhaler, shake it, warm it just like you would for any normal patient. Take the canister out, put the little plastic tip in here, press down and actuate it. After you do that, you would press the inspiratory hold button, which I can't do because I'm in standby. And you would do that twice. Shake it, squirt it, do the inspiratory hold. I've done that on some of my other videos. So, and then you want to put that back together so that you don't have that extra bit in your circuit. Let's say after all the breathing treatment and everything else, they start to have some secretions and need a little suctioning. We have our suction here, which is always hooked up to suction. We would jam that down in there. It's harder on the smaller tubes. They're narrower, so pull, squeeze, and pull back. One good rule of thumb is to hold your breath while you're doing that, because as long as it's taking you to do that, your patient doesn't really have oxygen coming in. They will still gag and cough a little bit when you do the suctioning on the vent. So we also have a port here to add some saline to do some lavaging if we need to, or to help clean our suction. You can just kind of turn it and turn the suction on and get your tubing cleaned out there. It covers the MDI, the nub, all right, all that. So we're going to do some oral care. And on our oral cares, we have an ET tube in this infant, which is not cuffed, but if it were cuffed, we would check the cuff pressure, which is really easy. You just take a manometer and hook it on to the little balloon-looking thing hanging off the side. It should be right around 20, between 20 and maybe 30. On the manometer, it's green. So you're going to want to look at your ET tube, make sure that it's not kinked, make sure it's in place, make sure, because it's all documented, so you're going to look in your chart and see if it still says 17 at the lips, like this one does, if it said that the last time it was checked. Also, we're going to do some mouth care, so we can do it with suction. Start at the back, move around, and come out. Move around and come out. So we're going to move the ET tube to the other side. That's part of the vent checks. So we're going to do this and come back out again. We're going to make sure that we haven't moved it. If we took the tube holder off to do this, we're going to re-secure it, make sure that we're still in the right place. They move it around periodically so that the patient doesn't develop mouth sores and things of that nature. What else? I think I've covered everything I need to. Thank y'all very much.